And good morning from Scotty, Ray, and Candace. And we were just discussing when you can't control a sneeze. Mm-hmm. I have felt like a sneeze the last 20 minutes.
Look, I got to scoot over so I can get in the picture.
Yeah, there you go. Come on up in here. It is Monday morning. I hope you're doing good. We have had a wet, rainy weekend. Mm-hmm. Saturday looked pretty good, but we've got more of that on the way this week. As we let's pull up radar and show people what we've got going this morning. Most of the rain is north of us here. We got some light shower activity in northern Mississippi, but thunderstorms all lie to our west up here, above Nashville at this point, out Tyler, Texas, these areas. We shouldn't be getting any of that. We could get some sprinkles today, but nothing serious. North Mississippi has a chance of some thunderstorm activity, the extreme northwestern corner up the Delta. We have a 30% chance of rain after 5 o'clock today, so it's not too bad, but golly, it's going to be hot.
Well, let me tell you what, it's windy. I can tell you that.
Yes, sir.
It's so windy outside. I could feel it moving my vehicle on the road, and then when my son got out, he had a little project to take to school today on a piece of poster board.
I bet that
I thought it was just going to launch through the air when he got out of the car. So
that usually happens, and mud gets on it, and your project looks bad. I
So
remember as a kid that happening.
So if you got anything outside that's not tied down, you might have to go look for it later on because it's gusty winds. So
Monday there was, and we'll go over all those who passed away over the weekend, but there was a lot of celebrities and well-known people who passed away over the weekend. Just sad. I saw this a minute ago, and you think, how do people teenagers at this age even how does this happen? As we pull this up, this was over in Lake Charles, Louisiana. ABC News is reporting that a 15-year-old girl was stabbed to death by 4 other little girls.
Good grief! I mean, that is horrible.
Now, the part about it, the police have everything they need. They're all in jail now. They must have broadcasted on Facebook Live and filmed the whole thing. It was something where some knives were stolen, and then they got into an argument and they killed this other girl.
So one of the other girls videoed it, you think?
Yeah.
Is that what it,
sounds like.
That's a big thing now with like teenagers. If there's a fight, they're going to video it and put it online, And I guess they think that's cool, but really it's, it's showing who did what, and it's going to get them in trouble. Now, that's awful, though.
If you'll remember, a few months back, maybe it's been 5 or 6 months now, a lady in Jackson, Mississippi was driving down the road, and they were FaceTiming, Facebook Live in the car singing and stuff, and she drops her phone out the window. Well, they pull over, and she goes back to get it, and you hear her get hit by a car.
Oh, my gosh.
She just walked out it was I-55. She walked out in the middle of it over a phone. It ain't worth your life. Now,
that's just crazy.
Some other news here in Mississippi, and this is coming from Magnolia State Live. This happened over on the Newton County line. This man is being sought by the police for the Newton and Scott County Sheriff's Department. There's a little girl who is dead, and then another girl that is missing, and he is missing. There's a lot that I don't understand about it. Some news agencies are calling it a homicide, to where maybe and I don't know for sure, that maybe the girl died from being out in the elements.
Yeah, well, I read a little bit earlier, and it said from the from exposure, possible exposure. We don't know to what. I mean,
but it doesn't sound good. The mother
2-year-old.
reported him missing, and I don't know if he has mental issues or what, but it doesn't sound good.
No, that's so much tragic news. I mean, that's just happening,
Keep that family in your prayers, because that's horrible.
It is.
Good morning to, do you pronounce that Lisa?
I think so. Okay,
that's a new way of spelling Lisa.
Good morning, Lisa.
Scruggs.
How are you?
Yeah, I hope she's
doing
good.
Well.
Let's see here. Let's see what's going on today. A few things went on. The food giveaway is going to be later on in the week, and we'll report that's going to be at the Lauderdale County Agri Center later on in the week. It was 1905. I've never seen this. I didn't even know this existed. But the largest diamond that's ever been found was in 1905 on this date. That's huge.
That is huge. Of course, we don't know. 106-carat diamond. Oh, my goodness.
Now, I don't know if they ever cut it up. Maybe they didn't. Maybe it was just put into a museum for everybody to look at. But that's
got some heavy security around it, don't you think?
This day and time, it better. Ooh, boy. Over the weekend, do y'all remember Ray Stevens? You know what I'm talking about? He celebrated a birthday, and also Becky Hobbs. Her big hit was Jones on the Jukebox, and she had a duet with Mo Bandy also. But she's still out there trying, but not big.
I had never heard of her. I'm sorry.
Really, Jones. It was a real country song.
Yeah, I had never.
The Beatles, I'm sure you've heard of these. They were
Yes.
number one on this date with "I Want to Hold Your Hand."
Yeah, that was a big hit.
Now, were you a Beatles fan?
I mean, I wasn't born till 74, so I guess I was.
I just never got into
I
the Beatles.
liked their music though, but I was not. I mean, later on in life, I wasn't a diehard Beatles fan like some people.
Yeah, it wasn't my cup of tea. But I know a lot of people. I was more the Elvis type.
Yeah.
It made a little bit more sense to me. But they were popular. Have mercy. And Candace reminded me of this, and I'd so forgotten. George Burns.
Yeah. There was a movie out when I was younger. We went to see it at the movies, and it was called 18 Again. And he switches places with this younger guy that's 18. It was a cute movie, though.
And of course, come from the song. He was 84 years old when the song went number one. Well,
I always liked George Burns.
He was funny.
I know. He was a good actor, too. Really good actor.
He was. I saw him on I Love Lucy. I've seen it. Just little cameo appearances here, there, and yonder.
Yeah.
A good guy. Gracie was his wife's name, wasn't it? That he always referred to in his.
Yeah.
So they don't make them like that anymore.
I know.
Paul McCartney in 1980 was released from Tokyo jail because he went over to do a concert, and guess what? Full of marijuana in his suitcase.
Well, goodness gracious.
Do they even check stars anymore?
I don't guess so. I don't know.
This-
I would imagine a bunch of them would go down to the slammer.
I remember when this happened. It was 2005, and it was on yesterday's date, on the 24th of January, and it shocked me. I'm thinking, how could this happen? But do you remember Lynn Anderson? I never promised you a rose garden.
Yeah, I do. I was looking up old songs the other night because I was looking at like Harper Valley PTA and all
that's a
these
good
old
one.
songs. And anyway, I saw her singing songs, but this right here, this up to date picture,
Yeah, doesn't
she
look
kind of
like
looks like. Like
But a Harry
a
Potter
mix of being
DVD.
scared to death and surprised.
Yeah, in the jailhouse now. Over a DVD.
Yeah,
But it wasn't. It sounds like it was a problem more than.
Yeah,
needed.
you would be surprised at the people who are shoplifters, and I mean, some people
It's
have
like a
all
challenge.
Some people, I don't know. Some people have all kind of money, and they still go steal stuff. I don't understand it, but it's a sickness, I guess.
It would have to be.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of pictures, we also Googled this a minute ago, and I'm not going to show it just because it's early in the morning and I don't want to spook nobody. But Crystal Gale, gosh, Lee, she, in my mind, is 1980, and she's still fabulously hot. She doesn't look quite like that
She was
anymore.
always gorgeous.
Yeah.
like, back in the day.
She ain't ugly. She's just gracefully aged.
Yeah, she looks so much. I always used to think that she and Loretta didn't look that much alike.
Yeah.
They had the same hair color and all that. But like now,
She's grown into it.
Yeah, she favors Loretta, her sister. Loretta Lynn is her sister.
Yeah.
And she favors her a lot more now.
And how much does that hair weigh? I mean, wouldn't you have a headache all the time?
My head would be exploding if I had to take that hair around.
Every time I look at her, I think of Eddie Murphy Coming to America, where she'd have clappers to tote her hair around. I don't know why, but that would be
It'd be
rough.
like a train going behind her.
But this guy back at 07 broke out of jail. He makes his way to Nashville, steals her tour bus, and goes to a NASCAR event. Parks next to Jeff Gordon. They caught him. He went on back to jail.
People are insane.
But what would
Like,
you want with that?
If you're going to steal something, you're going to steal a tour bus. I mean,
Yeah, and then make that that's just woo. Morning to Stephanie Hemphill. She's listening in from Louisville this morning.
And Miss Joyce
Yeah.
Godwin.
She's busy
Good
this morning.
morning.
Let's see here what else is going on. We got some other news stories that's happening today. I bring this up because was it Friday that we brought up Lady Antebellum had just been inducted.
Lady A.
Yeah, Lady A, excuse me there,
Stand corrected.
had been made members of the Grand Ole Opry. And this, on yesterday's date, Charlie Daniels was inducted in 08 to the Grand Ole Opry. Charlie was a legend forever, and it took them to 08 to make him a member, and then somebody like Lady A becomes a member quicker.
Yeah.
Just small thoughts.
Well, Carrie Underwood was inducted right off, too.
And I suspect they've got new management there, and they're trying to make the Opry go to that next generation to hold on. And I see the point that if you don't move forward, that it's just not traditional. It ain't country music.
The old ones is what made the Opry what it is.
Absolutely. And, at one time they ran everybody's career. If you didn't do what they said, you didn't play nowhere.
I know
Not that way anymore.
Yeah.
This is interesting. When it's done, I'm going to go down and see it. Dumont Plaza, they're painting a mural. Did I say that word right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, 'cause
Mural.
that's one of those words I'll get tongue twisted on. And it's going to show musicians that were famous from the Meridian, and I assume Meridian area. Of course, Jimmy Rogers would have to be one of those, and we'll see who else makes that.
Did you ever go into, was it O'Charlie's that had the mural
Yeah.
all the way around the top of the wall? It was really, I can't remember who they said painted that. So I think it was a local person.
It looked good, though.
It looked really good. And it had like Jimmy Rogers, everything that Meridian, Lauderdale County, like the carousel and all that kind of stuff.
I used to
love murals.
I used to eat there like 4 or 5 times a week with business. And then you know how something just sets you wrong? I walked it took 10 years to get over it. And I promise you I didn't go back for 10 years. But me and Angie and the kids went in, we sat down, and I was hungry that day, and the little waitress comes up, and I said, "Bring me some rolls." She goes,
You said it like that?
Yeah, I said, "Bring me some rolls." And she goes, "I ain't bringing you nothing till you place your order." And oh my heavens, I lost it.
Yeah.
We didn't go back for 10 years. I mean, it hit me as much money as I had spent there, and she wasn't gonna bring me no roll. The redneck side of me went up.
Did she think you rubbed her the wrong way saying, "Bring me some rolls"?
I don't know, but it hit me wrong. And
But that is rude.
we
that
were
she
on the
would say that.
coast somewhere, and there was one, and there was nowhere else to eat, and I gave in to family pressure and ate there after 10 years. But
What is the place that they throw the roll? Lambert's?
Yeah, Lambert's.
Yeah, where they throw the rolls. Now, are you expected to catch the roll when they throw it to you? Because I don't
missed?
know. Yeah, what if you would miss it?
I guess
What
they
if it
give
hit
you
in the
another
head?
one.
I don't know.
It's a good question.
That's the thing. I don't think I'd want a roll that's been launched across the room.
I don't.
Yeah, I would.
And I've seen it done there. We've eaten there several times.
And I just can't get over where is it that they throw the the shells on the
Logan's does that,
Yeah.
and all your Texas roadhouses, you chunk them on the floor.
Yeah, they just don't look clean to me.
I do it.
They,
You can't help but by the time you eat them peanuts, you don't even want your steak.
I know.
Because I overindulge.
I know.
They have made an arrest in Meridian of a Jawan. Do you pronounce that? J-W-A-N, Jawan?
I think so.
For his involvement in the Bonita Lakes Mall, or Uptown, we still refer to it as Bonita Lakes Mall shooting that happened on New Year's Eve. So someone is in custody. No other details at this point. More to follow. That's pretty big.
Well, that's good that they.
Yeah,
I wonder if somebody just kind of told.
He was in Louisiana when the arrest was made. So
Oh, okay.
don't know much more than that. Now this is getting serious. This is Mississippi. This almost sounds like Buford Pusser stuff. Of a deputy's home was shot into in Hinds County last night. No one was hurt. It doesn't say if there's more to this than we suspect, but officer of the law's home just shot up. Could have been random, but could be more to it.
Yeah, I mean, what's the chances of a deputy's house being a random?
Yeah. It sounds like he was targeted for whatever reason it was. And do you feel like being in the movies?
I think I'll go today. And I think I'll go put my little, what do you call it?
I guess would it be your application or submit yourself?
I don't know, I guess.
They need 20.
I was in a play one time.
20 adults. You could fit into that.
Yeah.
They need extras for a film that's being done there in Clinton, Mississippi, and they'll film it on the 31st, but I think they're doing applications today, and that is the goldmancasting@yahoo.com.
Okay.
If you need that, we'll email that to you. Be
That's
glad
neat,
to.
though. It would be neat. I might put my child in
You can
there.
watch that movie all the time. Now, I bring this up because everything is getting PC. And I didn't notice it. Maybe everybody else has noticed this and I didn't. Do you use Spotify? Do you play music from iTunes?
My kids do. I don't.
Well, this is the new look. Do you know the song Roll On 18-Wheeler,
Oh, yeah.
Alabama?
We were talking about that the other day. I'm tongue-tied today. I can't talk today.
Can't get it out?
I can't.
You remember what the cover looked like. That's what it was here on the left with the Confederate flag. When you play the song now, this is what comes up. It has been replaced by the American flag. Now, no word on whether Alabama done this or if it is the broadcasters, the people that are carrying the music. I did dig around and find an article to where Alabama no longer uses, they've kind of distanced themselves as we pull this up, from the Confederate flag, and they say when they do a show, it's in the contract that they don't want to be tied to the Confederate flag. One of the band members said, they felt it was a thing of pride of coming from the South. They didn't look at it as being politically incorrect in the day, but that has happened.
Yeah.
I don't know who did it. What you think about it? Everything is getting so PC now.
I'm so sick of it. I mean, I'm done.
You over it?
I'm sick of it. It's crazy. It's like these little, just kids. I mean, it's like you're dealing with a bunch of kids that stomp on their foot.
Yeah, you ain't
trying
seen
to get their way.
You ain't seen nothing
and
yet.
And they get in their way.
Y'all hang on. It's coming more and more.
I know. It's just a mess.
Good morning to Galen Bradshaw. Galen, are you still doing plumbing?
I know Galen.
Is he doing plumbing still?
I don't know. I haven't seen Galen in a long, long time.
Last time I saw him, he was doing. That's been years ago. Morning to Dalton Espy from 3E Fencing. They up bright and early. Let's see here. So Alabama. Let's see what else we got in the news that might hopefully won't depress you this morning.
I don't think it's in our articles, but did you hear about the sports stuff with the guys and the being able to compete with the girls' sports and all that transgender stuff?
They're not going to do that, are they?
Yes, they're doing it. They're allowing them to do it. I mean, how do you think women? I'm all for women being able to do what men do, but how do you think
It ain't right.
in track and stuff like that? How do you think women are gonna perform against a man?
There was a news story, and I don't remember the names. Not long ago, somebody that won all this stuff that used to be a man that beat all the women, and women are typically supposed to be Gentile, as we say here in the South.
I just think there's a lot of stuff that men, I guess, are better at in sports, or like their stamina in sports and stuff like that. They're able to run faster and jump higher.
Well, there's a reason. There's a difference in between man and woman. You can't be both, I don't think. Well, maybe
I
you
just
can
think
this
it's
day.
crazy. I just think it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, coming to you. Well, this is always big this time of year, and there's a lot of people like I who just kind of backed away from sports, all sports. Due to the politics that got involved. And I know the Buccaneers are headed to the Super Bowl, and I forget the other team because I
don't keep up.
I hadn't watched it
either,
anymore. But Budweiser is pulling the plug. Budweiser will not have a commercial for the first time since 1983. Now, Bud Light and the other products, Michelob, will be in there, but they're going to take the money that they spent on the Clydesdale and give to help out with the coronavirus awareness. Now,
I think that's a good thing.
It is, but you always did look forward to because usually they were very patriotic and had a good message. The picture there, the little dog that we just showed. You remember the one where he goes out and gets lost and the wolves are trying to get him and the Clydesdale save him from the wolves trying to get him?
I remember something about it, but that looks like
Just
our
super
little
cool.
puppies. I guess like little lab puppies.
Now, other companies that have totally pulled out, not going to spend a dime. Pepsi is going to focus their money on Mountain Dew. But Coca-Cola and Audi will not be in the Super Bowl ads whatsoever. And, that stuff...
Why is that?
They just didn't go into that. They're sitting it out. Now, those commercials were millions and millions of dollars for that 1/32.
Yeah. I remember back when I was younger, my stepfather, who's passed away now, but he was big into the Super Bowl. Every Super Bowl, we had to watch the Super. It was on in our house. So.
What was the Budweiser frog thing from years ago that was introduced on there?
They'd say Bud.
Why? Oh yeah,
Bud. You know how they're sitting out in the. Yeah.
But a lot of good commercials have come from that. But you're not going to see the Clydesdale this year, so don't be tuning in thinking it.
Seeing the Clydesdales, they had them here in Meridian. When I was little, they had them at an old grocery store location, and you could go in and see them. They are beautiful, beautiful horses.
Oh, they are. And they delivered beer, if I remember right, to some of the big customers by the horse. I remember seeing them sitting in front of Weidman's. I remember that scene.
So that's neat, though.
Well, there you go. Other things that could get Candace's dandruff stirred up this morning.
My dandruff.
Yeah, well, you know a lot about that. You're a hairdresser. You see that, I'm sure. Pete, how do you say his last name?
Buttigieg.
Yeah.
Buttigieg.
He's not saying this is going to happen, but he wants to introduce a tax on how far you drive in your car.
Okay.
And I guess that would be tied to pollution, the green thing, because you're...
I guess.
What were you going to say about him?
Isn't he the one that has like a boyfriend?
He has a
Okay,
husband.
A husband. Okay.
He
Yes.
is the mayor of some city. I don't even remember where it
I
was,
can't
but
remember either.
he does have a cabinet job, and he is up in the Biden administration and wants to tax you for driving. How you feel?
That's crazy. Tax you for driving.
I mean, well, they want to get rid of all gasoline cars and gas and do away with that industry.
They're just trying to change. They're just trying to change everything. I mean, trying to take your voices away and make you do exactly what they want you to do. Which we knew all this was coming.
We did.
We
So,
did. We knew
keep
it
that
was
in the back of
coming.
your hat there. That could be happening. Galen says he's in Gulfport, and I guess he is down there doing
Okay.
some
I hope
plumbing
you're doing
work.
well, Galen.
Yeah, been a long time, my friend. Let's see what else we got going on, Candace. There's got to be something else I can stir you up. Maybe not about this story. Somebody is out there
They hit it big time.
dancing the
didn't
jig.
they?
If you
Yes.
remember that scene from what was it? Bruce Willis, where he was in the movie, where he was the detective and he got up on the lights and done the jig. What was the name of that movie?
Lord, I don't even know.
You know, he's a detective and
Was it a movie or was it a show?
movie, and the
Okay.
Wayne's brother was in it. He was a pro football player, and he throws the football.
I don't know. I don't know the name of the movie, but
Boy, I hate it when I can't remember.
if
a
y'all
movie.
know, though, shoot us a message.
Well, and the senator
Because
was.
he's always asking me, and I don't ever know the names of the movies. I'm so.
It had a senator in it, and Bruce Willis was a former. What do you call it? Secret Service agent. He punches the guy and
It
loses.
sounds familiar to me, and I'm probably did. see it.
It's not every other Sunday. What was that movie? Anyway,
Well, somebody hit it big in the $1 billion lottery.
yeah.
Can you imagine winning $1 billion? You never have to work again.
Cash
never want for
payout,
anything.
$739 million. Holy smoke! I mean,
That's a
really,
lot.
that is some kind of money.
That is.
So that is. Let me see if anybody knew that. No, we didn't get we didn't get an answer to that, Candace.
Goodness, I might have to
Well,
go
I'm
get
the
me a
one that was
drink of water or
trying
something.
to sneeze a minute ago, so I'm not going to run you down. Bless your heart.
Goodness.
That happens. Let's see here. Who was the first guy that Joe called in Europe? Boris Johnson.
Yes.
They want to be pals.
Well, goodness.
Yeah, I wish them luck. We don't know how that's going to happen, so we'll
I
see.
can't speak right now.
I've had that little tickle in my
Oh, my
throat
goodness.
before as well. So
Nothing like live.
yeah, you can't
live
take it back.
stuff happening on live.
Once it happens, it
Choking to
happens.
death over here, y'all.
Now, this is a story that should grab you.
Yeah.
Katie Couric, y'all remember her? She was kind of like the Megyn Kelly thing. She was really huge when she was on, was it Good Morning America, one of those shows? And
I used to watch her all the time, yeah.
I remember her. She was the first
the Today
person.
Show, I think. Wasn't it the Today Show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting there that morning. Me and Angie was sitting there, and she was going, WWW. That stands for World Wide Web. What is that? I didn't know what it was then either.
Yeah.
And that was when the internet. But she was on an interview the other night with that guy, Bill Maher, who is a leftist, and she ran Trump down. She's going to be doing a guest episode of Jeopardy. She was after the job. She ain't getting it now.
Well, yeah, she was talking about that the Trumpsters or whatever, they're acting like it's a cult and
Yeah.
these people need to be deprogrammed. I don't need any deprogramming, and I'd like for them to try to deprogram me. That's just crazy to me. That is
But-
just grasping at straws.
They were smart enough, the executive producers of the show, to realize that there's a lot of people that did like Trump, and if they were to put her on, the show would be, well, no pun intended, in jeopardy. So
yeah.
that's not going to happen for her now. She wanted it, she's not getting it.
Yeah.
Protests still continue across America today. In Washington State, protesters tore down a flag and ran into the courthouse and the city hall. It was in the city hall, and the little mayor of the town ran out. So it's in Washington State, a little place called Bellingham. No one was hurt. I think the news, to a degree, made it a little bit bigger than it was.
My mother-in-law and father-in-law live in Washington State.
It's cold up there, isn't it?
Well, they just went. They have a home in Yuma, Arizona, I think. So they're down there now. But I don't know. But I don't know if they left before all this happened. I guess.
Don't make me see when you say words like that. It makes me think of one of the best westerns I ever watched, 3:10 to Yuma.
Oh yeah.
Was that not a good one?
I bought the newer version of it.
Yeah,
Did you see
Russell
that
Crowe.
one? Uh-huh.
That was the better version of it. I liked that a whole lot.
I bought that for my daddy because he loved westerns, and so I bought it for
Yeah.
him. You know.
You know,
I
I
would enjoy
put
that.
it off for a couple of years. I thought, that ain't going to be no good. And boy, was I shocked. So, one of the best. As we continue things that are disappearing right in front of you, we go to Walt Disney next. Do you remember watching Peter Pan as a kid?
Yeah.
Well, you can't do that no more if you're younger than 7 years old. It has been labeled racist. It is going away. Now, there's a whole article you can Google on all of this. Also on this, Dumbo, because there's a Indian princess in there, I think, and they deem that racist. And I've never watched Aristocats, but that was pretty famous.
Okay.
But all of these have been put on the list of if you're not 7 years old, you cannot watch it.
It surprises me because people are dressing their kids up as a transgender when they're like 4 and 5 years old. I mean, you know, it's crazy to me.
The way
This is crazy to me that
the way where did it go? When
Well,
did something not happen?
I'm gonna just say this. I don't think this racism stuff, which I think it's a crock to me. I'm sorry. I know that there's things that people believe, but you're not going to tell me that all of America is all of people.
No,
these
not
Trump
everybody's racist.
People are racist, and I just
Absolutely
don't
not.
believe that. I believe there are some racist people.
Yes,
but
there
I
are.
believe they're in all colors. I don't believe they are just white people or just certain. You know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't believe that.
People
But
are.
I don't believe it's anything that they need to be introducing to any children of any age. They're planting that seed in these kids' head, and this is why they're growing up to hate. And you know, they are. And
it does.
I pulled my son out of a school, you know, because I did not agree with a video that was shown, and I didn't agree with a mail thing that was mailed out, you know,
Right.
and emailed out. I didn't.
Went against your beliefs. So you
I loved the place, but I mean, I was just like, that's not a play. It's not a time to be showing kids, you know, videos about a certain color kid hating another kid. I mean, you know, why would you do that? I don't care if, you know, you talk about history, you want to erase history. Let's move on from that.
yeah.
Quit bringing it up. I mean, I'm sorry.
But there's a lot of people that make money off of hatred.
They
Both
do.
sides of things.
Well, I think if they can keep that pot stirred,
They
then,
make money.
then yeah, they're making money, or they're keeping it's to their advantage. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Sick of it. You know, and I've always taught my kids to love everybody, and you know,
and the only thing that's going to bring us out of all this is prayer, and I think each of us know that.
yeah,
So, prayers for America.
right.
A guy is backtracking. You know how you jump out there and you say something you wish you hadn't? Yeah, he's feeling the heat now from Donald Trump. Kevin McCarthy, who is a minority leader, blamed Donald Trump for everything that happened at the Capitol. Now he's going, well, it was a bunch of people that done it. So he's feeling the heat from the people that voted him in office, and he's backtracking on that, trying to take the blame away from that. Now, also in the news this weekend, you know, there was talk of Donald starting a third party, the
Yeah.
Patriot Party. Word comes out last night that Donald is no longer going to do that. Now, this is not in writing. This is just one of those things you read between the lines. Most likely a deal has been cut to where the Republicans will vote not to impeach, to where he will not start a third party so that it won't destroy what's left of the Republican Party. Because it would take tons of people away from the
Yes.
Republican Party. So we'll watch that, see how that goes. What was it, 2 weeks they're going to be voting on the impeachment?
Yeah, wasn't she sending it over this morning?
I think so.
Monday morning, Nancy Pelosi, she was sending it over there. But
Now, I may have
she's
been
just-
a kid. Have you ever been to the Grand Canyon?
No, I have not. I've always wanted to go.
I don't. Adult, I have not been. Maybe as a kid, I passed by it and don't remember it. But boy, when you book these tours, this is the last thing that you think is going to happen. A tour bus overturned and killed one person. A lot of others were injured. And it turns down to the tour bus guy was driving too fast on a curvy, windy road, lost control, flipped, and killed someone.
Oh my goodness, that's
That'll
awful.
probably be the last tour that company does.
Yeah, that's awful.
Lawsuits whatsoever. I don't agree with this that's in the headlines this morning of the squad members. There's two of them that are calling on Biden to communicate. How do you say that word? Commute. Anyone who's on death row and not kill them. You know, that doesn't take into account the people and what they did to those families. But
Yeah.
that's what they're urging.
You know, I mean, and I just, what if it would have been one of their family members? I think they'd have felt different about it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Know? So,
But that's what they're after. I doubt that goes very far. It would have to go to the Supreme Court, I would think, for something like that. I think. I'm not 100% sure. We watch other countries of their language, what they're doing, because sometimes that comes to America next in the politically correct world that we live in. And France is throwing this out there on their buses and transportations and in public. They don't want you to talk to other people while you're out because they say it spreads coronavirus. If you ride a bus, don't say anything. I think it's another form of separating us from each other as the human race. But
I mean, you got to breathe. Are you not breathing the same like air through the mask as
Correct.
if you were talking? I mean,
I'm just saying, watch that. That'll be one of the next things you hear about. I had never heard of this young lady here until Candace tells me that she has been a host and done a lot of other things.
yeah,
America's Most Wanted is returning to TV, and if you remember the guy John Walsh,
I do. He had a child that was
Yeah.
killed years ago.
which began the show, and he did it from, what was it, 88 to 2013. And now I think he's gotten up in age.
Oh,
and
okay.
he is endorsing the show, and she's going to handle it now. And they say they're going to rely on social media big time now with this new show to catch people across America that are
sorry,
criminals. It'd be okay.
I'm sorry.
So, you going to be all right?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Don't pass out on me. She'll get better in a second there. As we move on to some more stories that are going on this morning, it didn't happen to me, but you were telling me this did happen to you over the weekend.
It did. I didn't know what was going on. And then I thought, oh, Lord, because I just keep mine logged in all the time.
You
And
think
I thought,
of,
I don't even know if I remember my password. And then I went in and changed my password because it kind of made me leery,
Yeah.
wondering if, but everybody had the problem. And
now
it
they're
just, like you were
saying,
just pushed off of Facebook and logged out.
they said it was configuration changes. Don't always believe everything you're told is
That's
the
just
moral
odd
of
to
that
me.
story.
But I tell you this, I hope I can get through it because I can't breathe. Hang on. Okay.
She's back.
I'm sorry. I watched a video of a lady who said that they are Facebook. I thought it was just a sham, like somebody was just saying this, but they can check, I guess, keep up with your activity while you're off of Facebook.
If you're logged into Facebook on your phone.
Yeah, you're logged into Facebook, but if you like search other websites or I don't know, they were saying this is why, or I guess even if you talk, maybe your microphone, I don't even know if that has access because I know we've been talking about things and they pop up on our
Oh, yeah. If
our
you
feed.
bring up something, whoop, there it is.
But they were saying like they didn't know how Facebook knew. But like even if you pull up your bank account or anything, they said that they can have access to this. So you have to go into your settings and scroll down. When you hit settings, when it pulls up your little line of things, go down till you see settings again, I think. Hit that. And then you scroll down and it'll say off Facebook activity. You hit that. And then you scroll on down, and it will tell you how to turn it. There's a button down there to turn it off.
So you can do it to where Facebook can't monitor what you're doing
Yes,
outside of just Facebook.
You can turn it off, and so I did. Because that's just scary to me that they might have access to your banking or anything that you've searched on the web or anything.
Like if you bring up the
While
word,
you're logged in.
I want a new Silverado, you're going to see plenty of Silverado
Right.
ads. Y'all know it. You see it.
Yeah. If you looked anything up, it can pop up on your, or they're aware of it. And I think from what I read on my thing, even when I was logging out of it or turning it off, it said that they will still continue to look at the different things that you searched.
Wow.
But the things you've searched in the past, you can clear your searches or you can clear the activity too. But they've saved it.
So keep that in mind.
It's just crazy. It's a scary.
I'll try to
time.
find some instructions one
Yeah.
morning, and we'll go through
Yeah.
that and show you exactly how that's done. That's very serious there. Let's see what else that we've got happening this morning here. As we go through the Facebook, now this is bad when this happens to the cops, but New York, and of course they've backed down on presence of cops, but a cop car was stolen, stripped right there in New York. Nothing left of it.
Is that what kind kind of car is that?
That's,
I thought it was a BMW, but I guess
It's a Chevrolet, those little like Malibu type cars
okay,
that they
yeah.
used, but they left it sitting on blocks. The cops.
that'd be my luck.
I mean, the cop went in a store, come back, the car was
My
gone.
gosh, they got some professional car strippers there.
Yeah.
It's like when them NASCAR, like when you pull off to get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the power tools out there.
But you've got guts if you'll steal and rob a police car. That's all I got to say about that. Remember the Texas realtor that took the plane up and said she didn't go in the Capitol, but she really did? Well, she has just been chunked, and I say chunked because everybody relates to that word, off of PayPal. She was trying to collect money for lawyer fees. And they will not let her do that because they're considering her a career criminal now for doing that to the...
because she just walked into the Capitol, is that
yeah,
right?
she went in with the crowd, and they're looking into that as a terrorist type. Terrorist maybe is not the word for it, but a criminal.
Yeah.
So she's trying to get money. Houston, Texas. Always watch what you do if you have small children getting in and out of your car. A car was stolen with a baby, and a Amazon driver a few minutes later is going down the road and sees a car seat sitting on the side of the road, and it was the baby from the car. The car thief did put it where somebody could find it, but
That's always a scary thing to me. Like, I know when mine were little, and even to this day, when my 6-year-old, when I put him in the car, and when I put groceries in the back, I always hit the lock button to lock the other doors because it's just scary. I mean, I'm scared somebody's going to try to jump in the driver's seat or something, you know.
You see video all the time of people that pull up to get out to get gas and walk around to the back. Somebody jumps in the car or sneaks in, takes their purse out from the other aisle.
I know. I mean, there's some, it's scary. You have to watch every little move nowadays.
You know, watch your surroundings. Some people that lost their lives over the weekend, of course, Hank Aaron, who's one of the baseball greats, passed away on Friday, I believe it was. Also a stuntman. You know, the name of a stuntman you're not going to recognize, but he did tons of James Bond movies, and the Great Escape and the Italian Job where that car jumped over. That was one of the first times that had been done. Passed away.
I think stuntmen and stunt women, they don't get enough recognition.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, because they make the movies. If it wasn't for them, I mean, there wouldn't be scenes.
Please
like
tell me that you watched The Fall Guy as a kid.
I did watch The Fall Guy. Lee Majors.
Yeah, that was a good show.
I watched The Fall Guy. I did.
I might fall from a tall building.
Did he ever do any of his own stunts? I think
Couldn't
I
tell
read somewhere where he did do some of his own stunts. But
Chuck Norris did. And what's the guy that was on the guy that kind of took Bruce Lee's place in all the movies? Jackie
Chan?
Chan, yeah. He does a lot of his own stunts.
Okay.
But boy.
Now, was it Bruce Lee's son that also did Jet Li?
He was killed.
Okay.
Can you imagine being a stuntman on the set of Dukes of Hazzard? Boy, they tore up a bunch of stuff. Also, who doesn't remember Sanford and Son?
I used to watch that all the time.
Do you remember this guy here?
I do.
I don't remember his character's name on the show, but it was, they ran around with Rollo and that bunch. But he passed away at 83. Hard to believe he's 83 years old.
I used to love to watch that, though. We watched it all the time.
Elizabeth.
Oh, Fred. I'm coming, Elizabeth.
I'm having a big one. That was truly entertaining. Aunt Esther.
Yep.
She looked like the part of the Polaroid.
She's still
at Terra.
alive, isn't she?
I don't know. Is she?
I think she is. I might be wrong, but I think as of maybe several years ago, she was still alive, but she might have passed away by now. But
And also one of the icons when it comes to interviews, this guy passed away over the weekend. Larry King, they announced it on Saturday morning, has passed away.
We talked about him being sick.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, with his age being 87, if he would be okay with that coronavirus, because it's just scary.
Do you think he could have got her without all that money?
Probably not. Well, it's kind of like he could be her daddy.
That's about the age difference it was. He was married 8 times.
I wonder if anybody if he was married when he passed away. Was he married
They
when he
just
passed away?
divorced last year. I don't know what you get into an argument with a 86-year-old guy and finally divorce him for, but they did get a divorce. Now comes the next part of who gets what.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a bunch of kids.
Well, it's a bunch of women, so it probably was a bunch of kids somewhere.
But he was still, from what I understand, making $20 million a year, and
He had a nice
basically
little chunk.
retired.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I can't imagine.
Wow. No, I can't.
I'd take $1 million.
Just $1 million
Yeah,
would do
I
you.
would. I'd just take $1 million. It would.
But always keep this in mind. It's always, money is very nice to have.
It is.
But there is such a true statement. Money does not buy you or bring you happiness. There's some people that are millionaires who financially have no worries in the world, but their life is purely miserable. So always that old saying of be careful what you wish for.
Right.
It could bring you the worst time of your life. Being poor is not that bad sometimes. It's really
Yeah,
not.
money's not everything. It's not.
But it is always a fun thought to go, boy, I'd buy my friends this. Look, as we turn to the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, if you had a bunch, you could go down and buy all your buddies some stuff.
I know.
Fish Day is coming up. That's going to be on the 5th. That will begin at 9 that morning and run to about 9:45. We'll also have your Carhartt jeans. $20 gets you a pair this week. About time for some new ones for me.
We need some, like I said the other day, we need to go do that fish day thing because we need some grass
Get
carp
restocked.
in our pond.
There you go. That's coming up on
Grass
the
is
5th.
taking over all that mess.
We got plenty of T-shirts to choose from there. Great specials going on. Then, of course, the Lauderdale County Farm shirt that has all the different little towns around here, and you can get those Mobucks T-shirts, ball caps, and also the boot dryer. There's still got plenty of those in stock there because
Yeah, if you don't have one of the, I've said it 100 times, I think, but if you don't have a boot dryer, you need to go get one because they're the best investment you'll make.
it is a great investment. As you go through here, of course, tumblers. You can also get that disinfectant to keep everybody safe and clean up in your house or your business, whichever the case is. And boots as we get into this rainy season. Spring is not here yet, but you'll need something to keep your feet dry. They've got plenty to choose from. Along with those Mr. Heaters, winter is not totally done yet. You may need one.
Right.
Deer cameras, and of course these also work for security cameras as well. When you're not at home, you can get them to where it instantly sends it to your phone. You have somebody pull in your driveway,
Yeah.
you can see who it is. That's
Yeah,
pretty
a
neat.
good thing. That is a
Because
good
there's
thing.
some areas, like your driveway's a long way off that you can't run a hard camera to it.
Yeah.
And this is perfect for that situation.
And because it's a lot of people been breaking into houses. lately.
Mischievous.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. So
If you need some fertilizer to throw on to make your pastures greener for your cows, they got that. And, of course, all of your horse and cattle feed, guns, ammo. Where do you find it? The Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Exit 151 right off the interstate is where you'll need to go. See them today, and they'll help you out there.
During these challenging times, there are some things that you can count on every day. One of them is that Rick Justice Automotive will work hard to help you find just the right vehicle. Rick Justice has late model, low mileage vehicles and 72-month, 72,000-mile warranties available on all vehicles. Come see us today, and we'll show you how we've been helping your friends and relatives find the car, truck, or SUV that was right for them. We will earn your business.
And welcome back, Scotty, Ray, and Candace, as we begin this day. And let's talk weather just another second here of what to expect today. Again, it's going to be after 5 o'clock before we get showers, but everything to the north of us as we pull radar back up, if you hadn't gotten your fix of weather this morning, north of Nashville at this point, lots and lots of rain, all the way up to Evansville, Indiana. That's right across the line out of Kentucky into there. Louisville, Kentucky, getting a lot of rain in these areas, and we watch these storms out to our west. Now, it's not going to be bad for us here in the Meridian area today. Again, as I recap that, 30% chance of rain after 5 o'clock, but hot. And we're going to be 76 today. That's almost summertime.
my goodness.
30-mile-an-hour gusts as you're feeling them right now. Now, that will dry things out a little bit. But tonight, believe it or not, 80% chance of rain. We'll get more gusts, low of 57. A slight chance of rain tomorrow, and then 60% Wednesday night, and then by the time Thursday rolls in, we're going to be rolling in sunshine everywhere. The puppy dogs will love it. They'll be back out in the yard rolling around in the dirt.
I feel like we're going to have early spring. What do you think? We had robins all over the place the other day when we were, and that's usually a sign of early spring.
Isn't that in the Farmer's Almanac?
I don't know, but I've just always, we've heard that, that's a sign that early spring's going to hit. So
Yeah, it is. So be ready for that. What is it? Bluebird. What does that do?
Bluebird?
Yeah, what does that signify?
I don't know about a bluebird. I had birds all over the place though, because we put bird seed out, and we just have all kind of pretty birds.
That redbird means
Redbirds.
death thing.
No, well, it means like it's supposed to signify a loved one that you've lost is visiting.
Okay.
That's what it's supposed to.
All right, y'all keep that in
signify.
mind. All right. As we welcome a new sponsor to the show, and a big thank you to them, Tiffany's.
Yes, Tiffany Blue Boutique. You'll find her at the Atrium, and that's at 5009 Highway 493.
That's right next to Joe Mugshots.
Mugshots, it is. And you can go in there, and Tiffany has a booth in there, or a thing. It's a little boutique.
Yeah.
You can find all kind of artwork, lamps, home decor, upscale paintings, and really, really pretty things, and seasonal things.
Yeah.
But
as you
she's
look
got
at these
really
paintings and things of that nature that you want to hang on the wall, if you're looking for
Yes.
any of this, now they also got the location there in Quitman as well.
Okay. Yes.
So you can go down there and check it out there as well. Now I don't know as much about decor as you do. Now I'm a man, so I have to be pointed in the right direction.
Well, it's like modern mixed with rustic. I mean,
there you
she's
go.
got some really, really pretty things. A lot of different things that you just don't see.
Every day. Yeah, go by, check it out. She'll be glad to help you out. You can call her at 482-1414. If you're looking for something in particular, she can help you out there. Lamps, paintings, check it all out.
Yes.
She'll help you out. And Tiffany, sweet girl, she'll help you in any way she can to get you going. Well, this is Monday as we head, this is it for January.
Yeah. Yep. Deer season ends, this weekend?
Sunday.
Right.
So, oh boy. It's going to be withdrawals, and a lot of women should get used to the fact their husbands are coming home.
I am looking forward to having some things done around the house. This is what we were talking about. We were saying, after this weekend it's on, we're going to have all kind of projects to do, And it seems like, when something tears up, don't like everything tears up at one time. Like faucets, toilets. I mean,
Right.
stuff starts tearing up all at one time. That's our luck.
I almost want it to where I can get some more work done to end. Almost. Because it really has been fun. But it is coming to an end. Don't forget to go by and enter your deer at the Battle of the Bucks there at Jay's Taxidermy. They'll help you up on that. And I will keep you updated on weather and things that
Ken
happen.
says it's The Last Boy Scouts. Is that movie?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what he says.
That was the Bruce Willis movie that I brought up a while ago. And that really was a great movie. So if you get a chance, check it out. And Debbie said about money, it sure takes the stings out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that saying, Debbie. I have not forgotten, wherever you may be this morning. So that's what we've got going on today, a rundown of everything. We'll be back tomorrow morning with all that goes on to keep you updated with the very latest as things happen. And again, thank you for dropping by and spending a little time with us.
Yes.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our communities efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by